let's make the perfect sandwich bread. It's got the perfect fluff on the inside, but it still holds its structure for sandwiches and stuff. So it's the perfect back to school bread. We're gonna start off with 2 cups of warm water and 2 cups of warm milk. And I like to dissolve my sugar in it before I start adding my yeast. So I'm gonna go ahead and add 2/3 cup of sugar in there, our Bosch Universal Mixer. I'm gonna go ahead and add 2 tablespoons of instant yeast. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and just give it a little mix, add our lid on there just so it kind of keeps that heat in there. And we're gonna let that sit for about 5 to 7 minutes until it gets nice and dry. So while our yeast is doing its thing, we're gonna hop over to our grain mill here, and it holds 20 cups of freshly milled flour in here, and then you can do 12 cups of whole wheat berries. So we only need 4 cups for this recipe. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add my 4 cups in here. Let's get our 4 cups of whole wheat flour in there. And today we're using the soft white wheat. So we'll go ahead and put that in with our yeast and our milk and water. So we've got 4 cups of our whole wheat flour in there. And then we're gonna do 8 cups of just normal all-purpose flour. Right, so I've got our 4 cups of whole wheat flour in here, and we've got 7 cups of all-purpose flour. I've got the extra cup sitting aside here. And once we start mixing, I'm gonna add it in as it goes. Okay, so I've got a stick and a half of melted butter right here. We'll go ahead and just pour that right in. 2 tablespoons of salt. So we'll go ahead and add our lid on there. And then I'm just gonna put it on to setting 2. It's been a good one to knead on. So this is what our dough's looking like right now. And I can already tell it's gonna be really sticky. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add about half of a cup of flour in there. Set on setting 2 for about 5 minutes and let it knead and do its thing. And the nice thing about this too is it has the suction cup feet on it, so that mixer's not going anywhere. All right, so it's been about 5 minutes of kneading in here. I'm gonna go ahead and pop off this lid. Looks perfect. So that's about how you want your dough to be looking, nice and elasticy. So I'm gonna actually leave it in the mixer and keep this lid on because it's already nice and warm in there. And we're gonna let it sit and do a rise for about 45 minutes until it doubles. It's been about 40 minutes and our dough is ready to go. So I went ahead and actually unlocked this lid so that it could have some more room to rise. So we'll go ahead and just pop that right off. And I'm just gonna lightly flour the surface a little bit so that we can get it out and shape it. We're just gonna go ahead and stretch it out a little bit. And I'm just gonna use a bench scraper and just cut it into 4 equal parts. And then we'll shape it and put it in our loaf pans. Nice and tight. And I've already got 4 buttered bread pans right here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and plop them in. And we'll come back in an hour once they've doubled in size, and then they'll be ready to bake. So this is what your bread's gonna look like about 40 to 60 minutes after your second rise. And we're gonna go ahead and preheat the oven to 375. Throw these guys in there, and we're gonna let them bake for about 30 to 40 minutes. So you just pulled our bread fresh out of the oven. They baked for about 45 minutes. And now I like to just brush them with some fresh butter. And we've let them set for about 10 to 15 minutes. We're gonna go ahead and slice into this guy. This is my favorite sandwich bread, especially for lunches and stuff, just because it's got a nice crusty bottom and side, but it's still light and fluffy on the inside. So this is what our inside's gonna look like, and it's still warm. Perfect to put some honey and butter on.